Well, America was always a very fascinating place for me. I went to school at Bishop Garden School in Simla, and every Saturday we'd get to see an American movie. And really, those movies were wonderful. I was fascinated by Westerns. I was fascinated by the movies that showed New York City and Chicago, and everything about America fascinated me. And I always wanted to come to America and be here and live here.
I met Kit at a family gathering. My whole Italian family were having a Sunday brunch. And my aunt called me and said, would you please, my aunt said, would you please come? We're having a young man from India, and we'd like you to meet him.
I was actually trying to avoid any kind of a relationship in terms of an arranged marriage or whatever. I was actually running away from it, and I ran right into marriage.
When I walked in, I looked at him and I said, that's a nice looking man. I'd like to get to know him.
Love at first sight. That was a wonderful experience.
Working in the United States was very stressful in the beginning. The first 10 years was very difficult for Kit and I.
The difficult part about initially getting work in America was because, the fact that, you know, I had a business major, and while looking for work with a business major, my interest really lay in computer programming.
He studied a lot on the weekends. He studied at night when he came home from work. And the only time that we met was at dinner. And when we went to sleep at night, we'd watch one movie together if we were lucky.
You know, my dad was always working. My mom was busy, you know, taking care of me.
I wasn't very clear on what I wanted to do. But once I decided that the route I wanted to take was IT versus the business world, things really opened up then.
Kit started working here in 1999. He came to us at a time when we had a lot of turnover in our company. We had some big projects that were in progress. So when Kit came on board, he actually took over those projects and really saved the company a lot of problems.
When Kit started working here, we needed somebody of his caliber, and upon the first interview with him, we realized that he was the person for us.
Yeah, he completed the projects on time, and the customers were happy. We were extremely happy with the work that he had done, and he's been with us ever since, and he's been a great addition to our company.
Well, working with Kit, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better guy to work with. You know, I always have problems on my computer, and Kit comes in, fixes my computer, then proceeds to fix the entire system without even being asked. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better experience working with Kit.
Kit is extremely hardworking. He has an appetite for education. He loves to learn. He loves to apply the knowledge that he gets. When he started working in Metro, there were a lot of changes going on on the technical side. Data management. Data was growing faster than the hardware could keep up with it, and we realized that there was a a need for controlling data, managing data, securing data, and protecting data. And that's really where his strength is. Kit's ability to manage and protect data for our customers has really provided a lot of beneficial services to those our clients.
I came in knowing very little about the system side, even though I technically managed the IT side of the business, and used Kit's knowledge and help in developing and training myself over the last 2 years to understand all aspects of the server side of our business. Even when he is out of town, because occasionally he has to go back to India for 2 months at a time, I know I can call him at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which at 10.5 hours ahead of us may be 1 o'clock in the morning on India time, and even if I send him an email at that time, he always seems to be picking it up and be working in India at that point. So I don't think he ever takes a true vacation.
Well, my father is a very hardworking man, probably one of the most hardworking I know. He's always on the go. I don't think he's ever able to relax because he has so much work. If there were 48 hours in a day, I don't think that would be enough for him because he has so much work to do. He's working late at night, early in the morning. He's the only person that I know that can survive on 5 hours of sleep.
I think that my husband is a compulsive worker. He doesn't know when to stop, to the point where it's never good enough. Perfection must be achieved at all costs.
One of the hardest workers I know. Sometimes, you know, the weekend, Saturday night, the server will go down. We'll have to call Kit. Kit's right on it. He fixes it right then, right there. No matter how long it takes, he gets it done.
I think Kit has worked hard his whole life, so it just extends to his adult life. On average, Kit's got to work anywhere from 9 to 11 hours a day, and probably puts in another maybe 5 to 8 hours on the weekend.
I know he has other companies that in India that he owns, and so he's working here from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. And then I know he goes home and works with his other companies, his other concerns, for the rest of the night. I understand. Sometimes I get emails from him. It's 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. So I know he's up and he's working. He's doing something.
My husband works until he goes to sleep. He works from the minute he gets up at 7:30 until he goes to sleep at night. Well, before dinner he works out, then he eats dinner, and after that he studies again. Usually he's reading computer books as a hobby, and then he brings the computer to bed with him.
In addition to the comments from his peers, Kit also has received many letters of recommendation from companies he has worked for.
It is my pleasure to write this letter of reference on behalf of XL Financial Weather and Energy Incorporated for the exemplary work performed by Kit Somal. Our database application performance has improved 300 to 600% with nearly unlimited flexibility. It is Kit's passion that motivates both the client and Kit. This, along with his arm's length of certifications and diplomas, is a win-win situation for the company that is lucky enough to get on his very busy calendar. If you are looking for passion, knowledge, creativity, and project management, you have found it all in the one-stop shop named Kit Somal.
It's not so much the work. I know I put in about 15, 16 hours a day. Some of it I do consider work, but mainly it's like playing golf. If you love what you do, it's not really work anymore.
Well, to be successful within the company and what he does, I think he sacrifices his main thing is time spent with his family. And that's sacrifice that's the main sacrifice somebody always gives.
I don't know if they're sacrifices as much as they are just, again, the appetite for education. His success comes from his hard work and his ability to work within the new products. He's up to date on everything that we sell. He's up to date on all the current hardware and software.
You know, he works so much, I don't get to see him that much. Whenever I'm around him, he's always working, and all that work causes stress. I would say that what I miss is not being able to spend time with him. But the time that he does take out for me, You know, we spend like watching Indian movies, and those memories are priceless. Those are very important to me. And I'm happy that he does take out that time to, you know, be with me, and my mom too.
Kit's made a lot of sacrifices in terms of not being able to spend time with his family in India. And he's very close to his mother and father. And unfortunately, his father passed away a few years ago, and Kit wanted to be able to spend as much time as possible, but that wasn't possible because he was working so hard here.
I think the biggest sacrifice that I've had to make to be here in America and become successful is the time that I had to spend away from my family. I was very attached to my parents. I still am to my mother. I lost my father a few years ago, and I felt that the biggest sacrifice of it all was not being able to spend enough time with my father.
The Hewlett-Packard Hall of Fame is an honor bestowed upon an engineer or a technician that provides services to the client. The client actually is the one who votes Kit in, which I think it's, you know, it's a higher honor because it's a direct result of his hard work for that client, a direct result for the solutions he's provided for that client, and a direct result of the client's satisfaction in what Kit has done and how hard he's worked for them.
He's been noticed by HP and has been selected as the first and only current member of their Hall of Fame.
I think what put Kit in there is the fact that he does work hard, and the fact that he did climb up the Hewlett-Packard ladder as far as technology and what they bring to the industry. He's learned a great deal over the years and become certified in many of the HP technologies. To have a single person know everything about Hewlett-Packard and their technologies and be able to run with their technology advancements, I think that's what brought him into the Hewlett-Packard Hall of Fame.
No one has worked as hard as him. I don't know the other people out there, but growing up, I've seen my dad, you know, read thousands of books. I don't know how many he's read. Like, his bookshelf is filled with books that are like this thick of computers. He has just always challenged himself to always go forward. He always wants to, you know, do the best that he can. He always pushes himself.
A lot of people would say that if anyone had to do a job and give it their all, it would be Kit. Kit works, as I said, continuously for perfection, and the reason why he was given that award is because he worked morning, noon, and night, and weekends, and the whole family sacrificed for that. So I think that through the grace of God, as they say in India and in the East, he was blessed with that, and he was very fortunate.
He keeps my company on the cutting edge of the technical side of the industry. I think he's one of the best technical minds in the tri-state area, you know, meaning New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. I don't think there's anyone better than Kit.
One of the biggest things that I've learned from him is hard work is key. That, you know, everything he's achieved today, he hasn't, you know, it's not just been handed to him. He's worked very hard to get where he is. And I've learned that unless you work hard, you can't really go forward in life. That hard work is the only way that you can achieve something, achieve your goals in life.
If you have the conviction and you believe in yourself and you believe in your dreams and you follow them, there's no reason you will not succeed.